Thinking about buying a Chrysler? Well, hold on a second. What I'm about to tell you could save you thousands of dollars and a massive headache. The dealership definitely won't mention any of this, but I'm here to give you the real story. Look, I'm not here to just bash a car brand for fun. But after years of looking at what actual owners go through, the data just doesn't lie. Some of these problems pop up so frequently, it's honestly shocking they're still being made the same way. Today, I'm walking you through the serious issues you absolutely need to know about before you even think about handing over your hard-earned money. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what questions to ask and which models you might want to avoid. Here's the thing. When you walk into a dealership, everything looks perfect, right? The car is shiny, it has that new car smell, and the salesperson is your new best friend. But what they don't tell you is what happens 6 months down the road. Or a year, or even worse, right after your warranty runs out. Chrysler has some serious repeating patterns when it comes to problems. And I'm not talking about rare one-off issues. I'm talking about things that show up again and again across different models and years. The kind of frustrating problems that make you seriously regret your purchase. So what are we really dealing with here? We're talking about transmission failures, electrical nightmares, persistent engine troubles, and build quality issues that will make you wonder how these cars even made it off the assembly line. Let's break it all down, one by one. First up, let's talk about the big one, transmissions. This is probably the most talked about issue with Chrysler vehicles, and for a very good reason. Their transmissions, especially in models from the mid-2000s to the early 2010s, have a nasty reputation for failing way earlier than they ever should. The most common complaint? The transmission starts slipping. You're just driving along, everything seems fine, and then suddenly the car hesitates when you try to accelerate. Or it starts shifting really rough between gears. Some owners even report their car getting completely stuck in one gear, refusing to shift at all. And the worst part is when this happens. A lot of owners say their transmission started acting up right around 50,000 to 70,000 miles. For a modern car, that's practically nothing. You should be getting way more life out of a major component like a transmission. And fixing it? You're looking at anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000, depending on whether you need a rebuild or a full replacement. Some people have even reported paying more than that at the dealership. The models hit hardest by this include the Chrysler 200, the Chrysler Town and Country minivan, and various Dodge models that share the exact same transmission. Even the newer 9-speed automatic transmission that came in later models had its own share of problems. Owners complained about harsh, jerky shifting, the car lurching when slowing down, and even random stalling. Chrysler did issue some software updates to try and fix the 9-speed issues, but a lot of people say it didn't really solve the problem, it just made it slightly less annoying. Now let's move on to the electrical gremlins. This is where things get incredibly frustrating because electrical problems are notoriously hard to diagnose and can be very expensive to fix. Common electrical issues include the car refusing to start even though the battery is perfectly fine, dashboard lights going haywire for no apparent reason, the radio and infotainment system freezing or rebooting randomly, and frustrating issues with the power windows and locks. One really infamous problem is with the TIPM. That stands for Totally Integrated Power Module. It's basically the central computer that controls a lot of the electrical systems in the car. When it goes bad, all sorts of random things stop working correctly. You might have your windshield wipers turn on by themselves, or your horn might start honking in the middle of the night. Your fuel pump might not get power, so the car won't start. It is an absolute mess. And replacing that TIPM, you're looking at $800 to $1,200, or even more. Some people have had to replace it multiple times because the new one fails too. The infotainment system is another major problem area. The Uconnect system has had widespread issues with the touchscreen becoming unresponsive, Bluetooth not connecting properly, and the whole system just freezing up. Sometimes a simple reboot fixes it, but other times you need a software update from the dealer or even a full replacement of the head unit, which is not cheap. Next up, engine problems. Chrysler engines have had their share of issues too, though it definitely varies depending on which engine you're talking about. The 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 is one of the most common engines found in Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep vehicles. Overall, it's not a terrible engine, but it has some well-known issues. The biggest one is the cylinder head problem. Some engines from certain years had defective cylinder heads that were prone to cracking. When that happens, you might see coolant mixing with your oil, have serious overheating issues, or the engine will start misfiring. It's a major repair. Another issue with the Pentastar is an oil consumption problem. Some owners report their engine burning through oil way faster than it should. You might check your oil and find it's dangerously low even though you just had it changed recently. And as we all know, running an engine low on oil can cause catastrophic damage over time. Then there's the 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine, which you'll find in cars like the Chrysler 200. It has its own set of problems. Oil consumption is an issue here too. Some of these engines also had problems with the timing chain stretching or the tensioner failing, which can lead to severe engine damage if it's not caught early. And let's not forget the 3.5-liter V6 in some older models. This engine is known for head gasket failures and intake manifold gasket leaks. When that intake manifold gasket goes bad, you'll probably notice rough idling, poor fuel economy, or coolant leaking from the engine. Finally, let's be real here. Build quality and interior issues. Chrysler's interior quality has never really been their strong suit. Even in newer models, the materials often feel cheap and plasticky compared to their competitors. Common complaints include the dashboard rattling or making squeaking noises, plastic trim pieces that break easily or just come loose, seat adjusters that fail or get stuck in one position, and climate control systems that blow hot air when you want cold, or vice versa. The paint quality on some models is also questionable. Owners report the paint chipping way too easily, especially on the hood and front bumper. Some colors also seem to fade much faster than they should after just a few years in the sun. And don't even get me started on the door handles. Both interior and exterior handles have been known to just break. The interior ones especially seem fragile. You go to pull on it one day, and the handle just snaps right off in your hand. So after hearing all this, you might be wondering if you should run away from any Chrysler product. The goal here isn't to scare you, but to arm you with knowledge. If you are set on buying a Chrysler, do your homework. Research the specific model and year you're interested in. Check for recalls and technical service bulletins. And most importantly, get a thorough pre-purchase inspection from a trusted independent mechanic who knows these cars and their common weak points. They can spot these potential issues before you commit. Thanks for sticking with me through all of that. I hope this information helps you make a smarter car buying decision. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more honest car reviews and advice. Let me know your own experiences with Chrysler in the comments below. Drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.